Hey, good morning everybody, it's Mike, and thanks for jumping on the call with me this morning. I want to finish up a series this week with you about the upcoming holiday period. And I want to start it off with encouraging you to hit the accelerator. Hit the accelerator, floor it. And I'm going to give you several reasons why I'm going to encourage you to do that. But don't tap the brakes, okay? Because that's what everybody else in Atlanta real estate's going to do. You know, historically, November and December sales months in the Atlanta market aren't down. They're not. January, February, and March are always down. And let me tell you why I think that's true. It doesn't really have too much to do with consumer behavior. People are still buying homes in November and December. And because we've been working, hopefully, all of us, right, over the last several months, you've been building a pipeline of prospects which are maturing into a transactional phase right now. They're ready to list their home or buy a home now, and they will do so over the next 45 days. But what'll happen is, and it happens every year, is that agents throughout the Atlanta market will start tapping the brakes and they'll start backing off. And they'll start saying things like, well, nobody's going to do anything during the holiday period, which is really the great excuse that we were looking for to back off, slow down, and not feel guilty about it. Well, I would be working, but nobody's doing anything. So this gives me guilt-free permission to tap the brakes over the next 45 days. And that's why January, February, and March are typically the slowest sales months of the year. Not because consumers aren't buying and selling, but because we stopped building our pipeline of prospects during the months of November and December. So we don't pay the price for it in November and December, do we? We don't. We pay the price for it in January and February and March. And that kills our annual production. So I don't want you to do that. First, we've got our mindset. We have to blow through the myth that people aren't going to be buying and selling homes over the next 45 days. Next, we have to develop strong answers to the objections that people do have about buying or selling during this time period. They're reasonable objections. I don't want to be disturbed over the holidays while I have family and friends at the house. Okay? So I developed a holiday showing program. It only applies during the holiday period, but it's a reasonable objection that I don't want my house shown the day before Thanksgiving when I have family in. So my holiday showing program restricts the days that the home can be shown and the hours on those days that it can be shown. If that's just one day a week that the home can be shown, that's fine. It's not ideal. Don't mistake what I'm saying for ideal. Of course it's not ideal. Ideally, we want unlimited access to the home whenever a prospect wants to view it. But over the next 45 days, it is reasonable for home sellers to not want the home shown while they have family, friends, and holiday activities going on. Much like COVID, it is very reasonable for home sellers to want to restrict access to their home during a time of a pandemic. We need to bring solutions to that problem for them. So my holiday showing program says this: Mr. Seller, during the holiday season, we don't have to have the lockbox hanging on your front door. You can set it out and set it back in, and you designate the days and the times on those days when your home will be available for showing. Again, not ideal, but better than not having the home on the market at all. Mr. Home Buyer, why would you want to buy a home during the holiday period? Well, first, imagine the quality of the listings that are going to be out there, right? Who is trying to sell their home during the holiday period? Only the most motivated of home sellers, right? And isn't that who you want to be dealing with? And because so many people buy into the myth, there will be fewer home buyers in the marketplace for you to be competing against. So you'll be dealing with more motivated sellers and less competition. Now, stepping aside for that, I'm going to say the same thing to you as the agent. Here's why I really don't want you to tap the brakes. I want you to hit the accelerator, because just like with the home buyers and the home sellers, your competition is going to be less. You can look around you and know that almost everybody around you is about to take the next 45 days off. So your competition is so much less during this time period. So here's what I would do. Versus tapping the brakes and starting to slow down and start working on 2021. It's not time to start working on 2021 yet. We still have a month and a half left in this year. No, hit the accelerator. Double down on your marketing efforts, because your voice will be much louder and clearer during a time when everybody else is going to diminish away. I'm hoping that this message resonates with you, and I'm hoping that you'll go out there and you'll make it happen for yourself during the next 45 days.